Get ready to meet the extraordinary individuals who are proudly proclaiming, "I am not just human, I'm something more." This is Unveiling the Unseen. Meet 20 people who challenge human norms by identifying as non-human. Let the exploration begin. Number 20. Luis Padrón. Luis Padrón is a young man from Argentina. He really wanted to look like an elf, so he had 32 surgeries to change his ears, face, and eye color. It cost him a lot of money, about $75,000, but these surgeries made him not feel well. So, Luis decided to stop looking like an elf for a while. Instead, he is focusing on getting healthy and building muscles. He spends 3 hours in the gym every day. He gained 44 pounds, 20 kilograms, and wants to be 200 pounds, 90 kilograms by the end of the year. Even though he is taking a break from looking like an elf, Luis plans to go back to this fantasy character look in the future. He loves fantasy and science fiction since he was a child. He always liked mythical creatures from books and movies. It took him many years to become the way he wanted. Number 19. Kaz James. Kaz James is a 37-year-old business manager from Salford, United Kingdom. He lives his life as a human puppy. He feels more like a dog than a human and has felt this way since he was a child. James likes to wear special rubber outfits, masks, dog collars, and harnesses to feel like his true self. He eats from a dog bowl and barks at strangers and other people pretending to be puppies when he's out. This lifestyle is his way of expressing himself, and he started acting like a dog when he was around 6 years old. He even wrote a book called How to Train a Human Pup and owns 2 custom-made rubber suits. Being a human puppy helps him escape from the stress of daily life, and he enjoys the freedom it brings. Recently, a Japanese man also gained attention for spending over $14,000 to transform himself into a dog. He goes out in public, and some people actually think he's a real dog. According to the man, he follows a special dog diet in his daily life. Number 18. Tom Leppard. Tom Leppard, also known as the Leopard Man of Skye, was a man from England who became famous around the world because he had a lot of tattoos. He used to be a soldier in the Royal Navy and later in Special Forces. After serving in the military for 28 years, he became a teacher. In the early 1980s, he started getting tattoos all over his body in a pattern that looked like a leopard. Tom became really famous for his tattoos and even got into the Guinness World Records for having the most tattoos. He lived by himself for more than 20 years in a little house on the Isle of Skye in Scotland without electricity or running water. It seems like he liked living alone, but later on, he moved to a small apartment in Bradford. We're not exactly sure why Tom decided to cover his body in leopard tattoos, but it's likely that he really liked leopards and wanted to be like them. Number 17. Heidrun Barth. Did you ever think about what it would be like to be a mermaid when you were a kid? Well, you're not the only one. Heidrun Barth, a 41-year-old mom from Germany, thinks she's actually a mermaid born in the wrong body. She loves Ariel from The Little Mermaid and spends her free time swimming in lakes and dressing up like Ariel. She can't wear her mermaid tail in public pools for safety reasons, though. Her big dream is to buy a house by the sea with a big pool. Her family supports her, and she even performs as a mermaid for the public and sells mermaid tails. If you could be any Disney character, who would you choose? Let me know in the comments. Number 16. Mateo Shimizu. Mateo Shimizu is a Japanese artist and political activist who did some unusual things. In the 1990s, he tried to become the leader of Japan. He is famous for his strange art where he paints with his feet and uses his own blood. People all over the world have seen his art in exhibitions. Besides being an artist, Mateyoshi is also involved in politics. He calls himself Moshi Jesus because he thinks he is like Jesus, spreading a message of love and peace. Mateyoshi believes in a spiritual revolution and has a mix of different spiritual beliefs. He sees himself as a modern-day prophet with a similar message to Jesus Christ. Number 15. Naoya Okami. Naya Okami is an American woman who thinks of herself as a wolf. She is well known in a group of people who believe they are not entirely human. She grew up in California and started feeling like a wolf when she was very young, around 3 or 4 years old. She's part of a community where people believe they have a non-human soul or past life. These individuals can identify as different animals or even mythical creatures. Naya has made changes to her body, like getting tattoos on her face, getting tooth implants, and putting silicone in her forehead to make it look more like a wolf. On her website, she talks about her spirituality and beliefs. She says she is a new soul, born as a wolf spirit, and feels a strong connection to nature and the spiritual world. Number 14. Anthony Loffredo. Anthony Loffredo is a French artist who became famous for changing how he looks. He tattooed his skin to make it darker, like a black alien. He did this to show who he is and to tell people it's okay to be different. But he had some problems after changing his look. Some places didn't let him in, like restaurants. People had different opinions about his change. Some liked it and thought he was creative. Others didn't like it and said it was too much. On the other hand, some people support him. They say it's a way for individuals to control their bodies and show who they are. They believe everyone should be free to change their bodies as long as they know the risks and decide for themselves. Number 13. Valeria Lukyanova. Valeria Lukyanova is a model from Ukraine. People started talking about her in 2012 because she looks a lot like a Barbie doll. She has a small waist and blonde hair. Some say she admitted to getting some surgeries to look like a doll. Others say she thinks she looks the same as when she was a teenager and didn't change much. In this second report, she thinks her appearance is because of genetics, a healthy lifestyle, and using makeup. She also thinks she inspired women to be more fit and take good care of their bodies. Number 12. Eric Sprague. Eric Sprague, also known as Lizard Man, is an American performer who became famous for looking like a lizard. He has a split tongue, horns in his head, and green scales tattooed all over his body to make him look like a lizard. Eric got interested in tattoos and piercings when he was in his early 20s. Since the 1990s, he has been performing as Lizard Man in shows with unusual and amazing acts, like sword swallowing and fire breathing. Apart from that, he also does other kinds of entertainment like music, comedy, and writing. Eric managed to finish a degree in philosophy from a university while he was busy with his career in entertainment. He often talks about his philosophy and has written academic articles on the subject. Eric's favorite animal is a lizard, and he has done many shows where he acts like a human pincushion. So, besides looking like a lizard, he does lots of cool and weird things in his performances. Number 11. Herbert Chavez. Herbert Chavez is a man from the Philippines who really liked Superman since he was a little kid. When he was 13, he won a contest by dressing up as Superman. After that, he started pretending to be Superman at local events. In 1998, when he was a bit older, he decided to have surgery to look more like Superman. He had many surgeries over the years, like changing his chin, getting implants in his thighs and calves, and even surgery on his jaw and eyes. Some doctors didn't want to help him because it was risky, but eventually some agreed. Despite all the surgeries, he still doesn't feel confident about how he looks. Number 10. Nano, the Norwegian cat. Nano, the Norwegian cat, became famous in 2016 for saying she's a cat stuck in a human body. In interviews, Nano explained that she always felt more like a cat than a human. She acts like a cat, sees the world differently, and has a strong connection with cats. Nano even looks like a cat and likes walking on all fours. She enjoys getting her ear scratched and purrs when happy. Nano tries to live like a cat by eating cat food, sleeping in a cardboard box, and mimicking cat behavior. She talks to other cats and doesn't like water. Nano knows her actions might seem strange to others, but she feels comfortable and happy living as a cat. Number 9. Tony Barrett Furry. Tony Barrett was a really nice guy who loved being a part of the furry community. Furry is a group of people who really like characters that are animals, but act like humans, like talking, walking on two legs, and wearing clothes. Tony was known for being one of the kindest and most legendary furries. He was a member of the furry community for a long time. In this community, people create and take on animal-like characters. Tony's character was a dog, and he especially liked golden retrievers. He often included them in his art. People liked him because he was really friendly and had a warm personality. Tony also cared a lot about mental health. He openly talked about his own struggles with depression and encouraged others to seek help when they needed it. Unfortunately, he passed away in March 2019 at the age of 56. Number 8. Stephanie Wolst. Stephanie Wolst is a transgender woman. In 2015, she told her story about leaving her family in Canada to live as a 6-year-old girl. Before, she was married with 7 children and lived as a man named Paul. But she started feeling like a girl and decided to become one. In an interview, she talked about how hard it was to tell her family she's transgender and how it affected them. She also said that being an adult didn't feel right for her. She shared how she turns life into a game and escapes depression. Even though she doesn't see herself as an adult anymore, she still likes drinking coffee and driving a car. Number 7. Maria Josie. Maria Josie, also known as the Vampire Woman or the Jaguar Woman, is a Mexican lawyer, businesswoman, and tattoo artist. She is famous for her unique look with tattoos, piercings, and body implants. Maria has been interested in the appearance of vampires and jaguars since she was a child. She has made changes to her body, like adding horns, fangs, and a split tongue. She has tattooed over 96% of her body and has many piercings, making her the most tattooed woman in the world. Apart from her distinctive appearance, Maria is also known for her love of heavy metal music and riding motorcycles. Her first tattoo was the logo of the Swedish metal band Bathory. These body modifications helped her feel powerful and in control of her own body again. Number 6. Justin Jedlicka. Justin Jedlicka is a man from America who changed himself to look like the Ken doll. He had more than 300 surgeries and spent over $500,000 to do this. Many TV shows and magazines, like Good Morning America and The Doctors, have talked to him. In 2014, he opened a place called Aesthetics Extreme in Hollywood. People can go there to get advice and training for cosmetic changes. Justin also wants to be an actor in Hollywood. His interest in changing his looks started when he was in college. He saw a TV show called 2020 about changing the body. After that, he started saving money for his first surgery to fix his nose. But even before that, when he was just 6 years old, he got inspired by a Barbie doll his mom gave him. The doll was a Malibu Barbie. Number 5. Anastasia Shpagina. Anastasia Shpagina, also known as the Anan Girl, is a makeup artist from Ukraine. She became famous on the internet for looking like a character from Japanese cartoons. In the early 2010s, people noticed her unique anime-inspired appearance. Anastasia did some cosmetic procedures to change how she looks, but she also used colored contact lenses and bright wigs to complete her anime transformation. She became interested in makeup after discovering anime and manga when she was a teenager. She considers her style a form of art. When she was in school, people bullied and harassed her because of how she looked. But now she has a lot of followers on social media, with over 200,000 on Instagram. She has been on TV shows in Japan and Ukraine. She sells makeup products and accessories on her online store. Even though some people think her style is extreme, Anastasia says that transforming into an anime character has helped her feel more confident and sure of herself. Number 4. Eva Tiamat. Meet Eva Tiamat, a unique individual unlike anyone you've encountered before. Originally known as Richard Hernandez, Eva Tiamat Medusa used to work as a banker. However, she decided to undergo a significant transformation into a genderless dragon. She sees this transformation as a spiritual journey and a way to live life on her own terms. Along with legally changing her name, Ava identifies as a reptilian, a concept that combines elements of spirituality and science fiction. Ava has undergone extensive body modifications, including facial tattoos, a split tongue, and horn implants on her forehead. Despite gaining media attention and advocating for individuality, Ava has faced rejection from her family, especially her son. In a 2023 interview with the New York Post, she revealed that her son hasn't spoken to her in 7 years since she began her transformation. Number 3. Vinnie O. Vinnie O is a person from Los Angeles who likes doing makeup and being a model. They were born in 1991 in California and grew up in a family that had strong beliefs about gender. From a young age, Vinnie felt unsure about their own gender. Vinnie doesn't think they fit into traditional ideas about being a boy or a girl, and they see themselves more like an alien. When Vinnie was 17, they started trying out makeup and changing their body to look different. Doing these things made Vinnie feel more like themselves and more comfortable. They've had more than 110 procedures, including 2 nose jobs and using black contact lenses to make their eyes look like an alien's. Vinnie has spent a lot of money on these changes, over $50,000 so far. Vinnie wants to keep transforming and has plans for more procedures that will cost an extra $160,000. They're not interested in having a romantic relationship and are happy being single. Vinnie thinks this transformation is a personal journey just for them, not for anyone else. Their big goal is to become a fully realized alien. Number 2. Christina. Christina is a young woman from Russia who wanted to look like Jessica Rabbit, a cartoon character, in 2011. She spent more than $5,000 to make her lips bigger than normal, but it didn't turn out as she expected. Instead, she became known for having some of the largest lips in the world. Christina's fascination with Jessica Rabbit started when she was a teenager. Despite getting negative attention, she felt great and was determined to keep trying to look perfect. Right now, the title of having the world's largest lips is shared with Andrea Ivanova, a woman from Bulgaria who has had more than 20 lip injections. Number 1. Dennis Avner. Dennis Avner, also known as Stocking Cat, was an American man. He really wanted to look like a tiger, so he did a lot of things to change his body. He was born on August 27, 1958, in Flint, Michigan, and grew up in Sutton Bay, Michigan. When he was older, he joined the Navy, but he left in 1981 to work with computers in San Diego. In the early 1980s, Dennis started tattooing his face to look like a tiger. He had 14 surgeries to change his body, and he even added a mechanical tail that he could move with his muscles. Because of all these changes, he got a world record for looking the most like an animal. Dennis often appeared at events for Ripley's Believe It or Not all over the world and went on many TV shows. It wasn't just his looks that were like a tiger, his actions were too. People said he liked climbing trees, just like a real tiger. The reason he wanted to be like a tiger was because of his Native American heritage. He talked to a Native American leader who told him to be like a tiger, and he took it very seriously. What about you? How do you see yourself? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to watch more videos we made, click on the screen or check out the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.